I'm being for real. I'm up here. I'm up here. Hello. Did you manage to loot it yet? Let's go over there and cook them. Go cook them. I got my ult up. Hey everyone, Tony here. I want to sit down and finally talk about Marathon. I mean, I've been posting like endless gameplay clips, highlights, and just raw full runs that I have been playing with friends, solo, etc. since the game hit the server slam, pretty much. Pretty much since I could post about the game. I was very fortunate to participate in some of the early testing that happened, but as far as I understand, that's like still under NDA, so not really interested in talking about it anyway. The game has already, started to change and grow since that point in time, since its vanilla release. Admittedly, I wanted to do something like, I don't know, more structured, more edited, but like it's just not really on the docket for me time-wise. It's kind of like a miracle that I played 600 plus hours of this game as is. I will admit that I have lost some sleep over it, but it's kind of what you do sometimes, right? When when life doesn't give you room for your favorite things, for your hobbies, sometimes you just chop a little bit off the end somewhere, and so that's kind of what I did. I've just been. I don't really want to use the word obsessed here. I think enamored is the most appropriate term for generally how I feel about Marathon. And I think that it's really only further emphasized my love for this game by the fact that I was already very excited for it the moment it was revealed. And then I know for some people, when you found out it was an extraction shooter, that might have been a big groan from you, but I'm personally a huge fan of the subgenre, and I don't think it's been explored nearly enough. And honestly, a ton of the things that Bungie's done with Marathon are perfect proof of that. The narrative sort of prowess that Bungie has brought to the table with Marathon is just, it's so special. It's genuinely on another level. And I know Tarkov is like very much done a lot of narrative stuff, and if you enjoyed that, it's probably been great. Tarkov narratively for me is like, yeah, okay. It's like the ultimate just sort of like dry Tom Clancy adjacent narrative with like a little bit of teases of the supernatural mixed in here and there. It's not awful by any means, but it's not like blowing my mind, right? Whereas Marathon literally blows my fucking mind when it comes to its narrative presentation and the way that sort of drips into its world building, the feel of the world as you're running through each of the different levels, as you're blasting your way through Cryo Archive is just, it's really a beautiful thing. Yeah, just sheesh. It's really special to me, and I'm glad that I've been fortunate enough to drag a bunch of friends into the fray. While I am showing you a little bit of a very chill solo run today, because I just felt like it fit the mood of me just sitting here at my desk rambling about this game, I spend 98.9% of my time playing this game in duos or in a full trio squad. I dragged a lot of friends into this game who had no interest in the subgenre, but who are very much excited about the prospect of Marathon. The entity that is OG Marathon and New Marathon. They were kind of on board for that, as well as for the art direction of the game. This very striking visual aesthetic that they've gone with. And I was like, hey, Server Slam, now is your chance to play this thing with me for free. Let's do it. And like 8 of them ended up trying it, and we're all obsessed with it to one degree or another. And to this point, we still have like about 5 of us that like play it pretty much every day. We have like our regular trio for Cryo as well. We're always like slamming Cryo time comes around. Everybody just had a really good time with it. I think almost everyone is over 100 hours, and several of us are over 300 hours, with a couple of us, myself included, over the 500 hour mark. It's just like I haven't really cared to play anything else, and not because I feel like I owe my time to Marathon, but because I just want to be in this game's world. One thing that I think I've kept saying to people, or like telling them when I'm trying to explain why I like the game so much, because it's fairly complicated to just like explain truly what makes it special, without just, you know, sort of naming off the categories. But like, oh, well, I love the art, I love the music, I love the game feel. You know, you can say all of those things, but I think to really hit on a deeper emotional level, I think a lot about the way games felt for me as a teenager. And this is not just because I was young and, you know, free as the wind and all that stuff. Like, obviously that contributes to it. But games for me, as someone who's going on 37, were rapidly growing, you know, especially as far as like the visual fidelity of them. And I think more importantly, the way that we engage with them in terms of PvP, like the multiplayer space. You know, some of my biggest memories are hosting, you know, crazy all-night LAN parties with friends, you know, 12 or more of us, just wiring our Xbox consoles all over the place to play Halo 2, eventually Gears of War, Halo 3, you know, the full sort of gambit. Like, that was kind of peak teen years for me, right? Ride our bikes all day, go to the skate park, and spend all night at their own LAN parties, then wake up at 6 a.m. to deliver newspapers and like do it again. You know, that was really, I think, just an important part of my life. And those experiences were like so unique and special and fresh. Like playing Halo multiplayer for the first time, playing Gears multiplayer for the first time, whether it was in LAN or eventually online. Those were experiences that I didn't really have up until that point. Like, yeah, I'd maybe play like a little bit Counter-Strike online here or there, but those were formative online experiences for me. I made friends online. I, you know, had those really fun rival moments with friends offline. So when I sort of talk about Marathon delivering similar feels, but for adult Tony, you know, I'm not just talking about like the nostalgia factor here. I'm talking about like genuinely how special, fresh, and exciting Marathon feels, in the same way that those experiences for me as a teen felt, especially again, as they weren't just fresh for me, they were fresh for a lot of people. Nothing like Halo 2 really had happened before, or Halo 1 for that matter had happened before, especially not on a console, you know, and especially not to that level of like just sheer pop culture success and awareness, right? Like, you could meet so many people who knew what Halo was, even if they were just kids on your football team who like otherwise did not even boot up a console to play anything other than like Madden on the GameCube, right? So it was very different. And I feel like Marathon does that for me, but for the extraction shooter genre. I have friends who just don't even play PvP games, and yet here they are relentlessly playing, you know, this extraction shooter with me. You know, some of them coming from totally different sort of like game backgrounds, but still competitive. Some friends from like the fighting game space, you know, and they're just like head over heels with this. Like, and that's such a cool feeling to not just have something come out that you feel like so enamored with, but to have a group of friends who are also like, man, this thing is fucking cool, you know. And even at 600 plus hours, we will still sit down, play this game, and just be like walking from one POI to the other on perimeter, or wrapping up a failed or successful crowd run, being like, you know what, guys, I think this game's pretty good. It's pretty cool. And that's a really cool, special thing to experience. Especially as I get older, I appreciate those moments more and more. Because like it goes beyond just like, oh, I'm playing a game with my friends. It's like, no, I'm like genuinely making some really substantial memories with my friends, in the same way that I did as a teenager with those Halo LAN parties, you know. So that's a big part of the game for me. And I think, yeah, kind of like on the emotional front, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. You know, I think we could talk more mechanically about the game and about like where I'd like to see it go. And maybe if I have time, it's always going to be like that for me at this point in my life. Maybe if I have time, we'll get around to that. But just wanted to share some of those more off the chest, off the cuff thoughts about why I like this game so much. You know, Bungie's, as is much of the industry, as is much of all of the industries that exist right now, going through some hardships, right? I think all of us, the working class folks, we're all riding the struggle out, you know? And when people can still make like genuinely fucking cool art despite all of that, it's just like, oh yeah, humans are good at this thing. We should probably keep letting them, you know, do that. We should probably find new ways to let them do that in more stress-free environments where their basic needs are met and all of that jazz, because then we'd probably get a lot more cool shit like Marathon. Yeah, that's it for me, folks. If you've been playing the game, I'd love to hear what it was that drew you to it in the first place and what it is that you love about it. You don't even have to be playing it still. I think there is this weird, right? This weird thing that happens with games, especially live service games, where people feel like they owe a game their time, and it's like, dude, you could have had a great time with Marathon, left a positive review, and just be like, okay, I kind of like, I'm good for now. Like, maybe I'll come back to it, and that's kind of supposed to be the idea. You know, there's the team at GGG behind Path of Exiles did a lot of really great discussions, a lot of presentations about this idea that, like, hey, that's totally fine. You know, sometimes when new season for PoE comes around, and it's not people returning from like the previous season that like really bring that player base back to life for the start of a new league. It's people who like haven't played in 3 or 4 seasons. You don't owe anything, you know, especially not in the entertainment space, you know, your time. It's cool to just be like, yeah, I was sick, I liked what I played of it, maybe I'll check it out in like a year or 2. Who's to say? Anywho, take care of yourselves. I'll see you around. It's my time.
We got trouble.
Commander, one of the
Oh, we did. Where'd he go? Oh, there it is. Master Clans, unfortunately.
He didn't drop a trinket.
No, he didn't.
Master Clan.
Goodies here.
The one time we're disappointed in Master
That's
Clan.
okay. It's fine. It's alright.
That room had a cube and 2 gold guns.
Was that our tab? Was that our tab?
That's the TED I just said.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got scared for a second. We just leave him? We're resetting, right?
Maybe.
We've never had to reset harder. Oh my god. What happened? That was 10 minutes, and I have 40k in my pack. That was 10 minutes.
Killed some
That
of
was
the
10 minutes.
worst Mizraya fucking crutch teams on planet Earth.
Look at these suckers doing pinwheel like suckers.
I want you to know, when we killed that first dude that came through, Storm and I were hiding on both sides of the door, and the smoke was up, and I was waiting for them to do it. And they opened the door and walked forward with their Mizzy. And I saw the Mizzy in their hand, and I just stabbed him. And then I walked away so he couldn't see me again, and I walked towards and stabbed him.
Yeah, I was just shooting. They were just walking in one by one. I was just shooting them in the
Why
back
would
of
you
the
do
waster.
that?
He walked backwards to try and get out of the smoke. I literally turned and shot a single burst with the battle pistol, and he went down. And then that was...
That run turned into a very different run. I guess thanks for the prestige key. I guess.